This part of the chapter covers the selection of images using the selection tools. You will find the selection tools at the top of the toolbox. Marquee tools, lasso tools, or magic wand allow you to select the whole picture, a part of it, or a single pixel. Select a rectangular marquee by clicking it or use the shortcut, letter M. To select the oval marquee, click the marquee tool in the toolbox. Move the tool over the canvas. The cursor works like a crosshair. Click and hold the mouse button over the canvas. Try dragging from different directions. Use the elliptical marquee tool. While you are using the marquee, you can make additional selections by holding the Shift key down, and if you want to select an area inside another area, press the Alt key, or you can work in the inner part of the selection. By typing Ctrl D, you can deselect and move on. Now try the lasso tool. You see this line by dragging the lasso tool around the image. You will lose the marquee by releasing the mouse. Start again. Selecting an object with the lasso tool. You need some experience using the lasso tool. You have to improve your eye-hand coordination. Release the mouse button when you are close to completely enclosing the selection. Select the polygon tool by clicking the lasso tool and using the submenu or type L. The feather selection window allows you to set the amount for the softness of the edges of the selection. Don't forget to activate your canvas by clicking in it before you start. To create straight sides, click to create points and you will see that a line follows your polygon lasso wherever you drag it. Click again. This draws the first line and you can set a second point. Now drag a new line and then you can drag it again. Alt drag to create a curved segment as you draw a polygonal selection. Click Release, Alt, to resume drawing straight lines. Click to complete your selection. The magnetic lasso is one of the new tools in Photoshop. It creates a fitting form selection automatically by moving the mouse. It snaps to the edge that defines the shape. It uses the differences in contrast. The magnetic lasso palette options is used to set the parameters. Use a wide lasso width for a high contrast image with strong edges. High is good for a complex structured image. Use a low edge contrast for a low contrast image. All selection tools can make and merge selections. Press the Shift key as you click the areas to select. Choose the magic wand tool and try for color selection or shade selection by using the magic wand. Use the option Palette. The selection capability based on the current tolerance setting. Enter a number between 0 and 255. For example, enter 0 to select only one color or shade. Use the anti-alias box for a cleaner selection. The magic wand is great when you need to select an image with an irregular contour. Before you will learn all this, we will show you some other selection tricks to learn from the Select menu. Choose Select and open the Select menu. Here are 4 very useful commands. Select All sets a selection marquee around the entire picture. Deselect removes the selection marquee. Reselect replaces the marquee if you've made the wrong selection. Inverse lets you select everything but an object by selecting the object and then inverting. You can select a part of the fruitcake and then invert to select another part of it. Choose Select Feather to open a dialog box. Feather helps to blend in by selecting an object from one picture and pasting into another. It adds a slight blur and the edges appear soft. Choose a selection tool and select a piece of the image. For modifying the selection, go to Select Modify submenu. It gives you options like setting the width of the border around the image. Use the dialog box to set the width of the border. The Smooth Selection option box is helpful after making a lasso selection with a shaky hand. And now you can enter an amount in the window. Increase or decrease as needed. You may start with 11 or 12, but try other levels too. Now some basics. Cut and paste. You might know cut and paste or copy commands on the Edit menu from other applications. Follow these examples. Select a fruit and use the copy command. Now paste the fruit in a new picture, and then you can create a shadow of the added fruit. That is very easy, but to make it look good takes a little more practice. You will learn all about it. Now let's trim or size parts of a picture, so you can get rid of unwanted items in an image. Select the cropping tool from the toolbox. It pops out from the selection marquee when you hold the mouse button. Drag it across the area of the picture you want to work in by holding the mouse button down. You can resize the marquee by dragging any handle. So that's it. Now double-click inside it to delete the area outside the window. Save your new sized image and give it a new name. Let's have a look at making the whole picture bigger or smaller. There are two options: resizing the image or the canvas. If you need more space around an object without changing your picture, then resize the canvas. By resizing the image, you will make the picture bigger or smaller. Open the Image Size dialog box. You can see the pixel dimensions in the pixels, logically, or percentages. To preserve the image's width to height ratio, check the Constrain Proportions box. By unchecking the Constrain Proportions box, you can change the width of the image independently of its height. Now you can enlarge or reduce the image by the way you want to. Go to Open and select a new picture. Resize it and see how changing the image size affects the file size and dimensions of the print image. For now, we will resize the canvas. I imagine that it gives you extra workspace around the image instead of changing the size of the image. Choose Image Menu Canvas Size. In the Canvas box, change height and width you want the canvas to be. You can see that Photoshop displays the new file size by entering the numbers. Click on an unused anchor square to reposition the image. Selection. To resize the image, choose whichever selection tool is best for you. Select the area of your image you want to change. Then choose Edit, Transform, Scale. Look, if you drag on the side handles of the box, you'll stretch the selection's height or width. Rotating. If you have a scanned picture or a digital camera image that should be vertical but opens to the wrong orientation, you can correct it by rotating it. Use a preset amount, or you can rotate an image by specifying a number. Choose Image, Rotate Canvas submenus. Choose 90 degrees CW clockwise or CCW counterclockwise, or 180 degrees if your picture is upside down. By degrees, choose Image, Rotate. Canvas, arbitrary to open a dialog box for rotating by degrees. Enter a number between negative 359.99 and positive 359.99 in the angle field. Try it by guessing. Rotating selections. Now let's rotate a selection. Open one of the picture images, for example, a strawberry. First, select it with one of the selection tools, whichever is best for you. Go to Edit, Transform, Rotate. You can rotate the selection by dragging a corner. Then you can flip the image. You can flip horizontally or vertically. This strawberry shows the effects of flipping. By flipping an image, it changes the up-down or left-right orientation. Sometimes you need to do both to find a way you want your picture to look. The Transformation Selection command affects only your selected image. You can find under the Edit menu, Transform Methods, Scale, Rotate, Skew, Distort, and Perspective in its submenu. Select the strawberry image, for example. Select All, Command A, or Control A. Select the entire picture. Then go to Edit, Transform. Skew to active the Skew option. By dragging and skewing along the current geometric lines of the window, you can give it a vertical look. Hold down Shift key while dragging to skew symmetrically from center of the layer. To apply your changes, double-click inside the bounding border or press Enter. Crop the picture. Distorting selections. Now, go to Edit, Transform. Distort. Try it. You will see that it works similar to scaling, rotating, or skewing. Changing the perspective of a selection. To apply perspective to a layer, drag the bounding border along the horizontal or vertical axis. You will see that the opposite corner of the one you drag becomes a mirror image. Try it. When you drag on one of the perspective command automatically adjusts both corners. Numeric transformations. Go to Edit menu. Transform Numeric or Control-click on the image and choose Numeric Transform. Activate or uncheck the checkbox for transformations you do not plan to apply. By entering the X and Y position values, the layer will move. You can scale the layer numerically, and by checking the Constrain Proportion box, you can maintain the current width and height ratio.